Every morning is a silent invitation to begin again. Before the world demands your energy, before your mind is crowded with noise, there is a moment of quiet waiting for you to step into it. In that moment, you have the chance to become 1% better, 1% stronger, 1% more aligned with the person you are meant to become. Many people wait for the perfect moment to change their lives. Small daily actions are the foundation upon which transformation is built. Many people look for dramatic changes in their lives, expecting that a single event or a sudden surge of motivation will turn everything around. But true and lasting change rarely happens in a single moment. It happens in the small, seemingly insignificant choices we make each day, especially in the quiet hours of the morning when the world is still and your mind is clear among your perspective. The moment you wake up, you are given the opportunity to decide how you will shape yourself today. You can choose to begin with a few minutes of stretching, allowing your body to awaken gently, honoring it with movement and breath. You can choose to sit in silence, observing your thoughts, letting them pass clouds while you remain anchored in your breath. These simple actions, done consistently each morning, become the architecture of your transformation. You do not need to overhaul your entire life in one day. It is the commitment to small, intentional actions that compounds over time, gradually shifting the direction of your life. A single step may not seem significant, but 1,000 steps taken consistently will carry you across mountains. When you improve yourself by 1% each morning, you are not simply chasing motivation. You are cultivating discipline and self-respect. You begin to build a relationship with yourself where you can trust your own word and your own commitment to growth. There will be days when your mind will resist these small actions, telling you that they are too small to matter, or that there is not enough time to do them. It will whisper that you can start tomorrow, that rest is more important today, that change will happen later when you feel more ready. But transformation is not about waiting for the perfect day or the perfect mindset. It is about taking a small step even when you feel resistance. It is about choosing to honor yourself with action, even when your mind argues for comfort. Each time you overcome this resistance and act, you build a stronger mind and spirit, making it easier to take the next step tomorrow. The path of improvement is not about intensity. It is about consistency. Small daily actions are sustainable because they do not overwhelm your mind or body. They become a part of your identity, woven into your routine so deeply that they no longer require motivation to perform. You do them because they are a reflection of who you are becoming, a reflection of your commitment to yourself and your journey. This is how a single push up every morning can turn into a disciplined training routine. How a few minutes of meditation can evolve into a clear, calm mind that faces challenges with resilience. How reading a few pages each morning can expand your knowledge and perspective over time. When you begin to see the value of these small daily actions, you stop underestimating their power. You realize that every morning is a chance to realign yourself with your goals, your purpose, and your values. You begin to take ownership of your day, understanding that how you start your morning shapes the energy you carry into your work, your interactions, and your challenges. These actions are not tasks you check off a list. They are opportunities to grow, to learn, and to embody the discipline you wish to cultivate within. Small daily actions also train your mind to remain present, focusing on what is within your control in this moment, rather than being overwhelmed by the weight of everything you wish to change. They teach you patience, reminding you that meaningful growth takes time, and that each small effort you make is an investment in your future self. This is the mindset of the warrior, the artist, the monk perspective. It is the understanding that mastery is not achieved through grand gestures, but through the quiet, consistent dedication to small practices that align with your higher purpose. By improving yourself 1% each morning through small, conscious actions, you begin to transform your mindset, your habits, and your spirit. You move from a place of waiting to a place of action, from doubt to quiet confidence, from stagnation to growth, honoring the process of becoming one breath, one step, and one morning at a time. Discipline is often misunderstood as something harsh, restrictive, or heavy, something that takes away your freedom and forces you into a rigid way of living. But discipline, in its true essence, is one of the highest forms of self-respect you can give to yourself. It is the acknowledgement that your life is valuable, that your time is precious, and that your potential deserves to be honored through the actions you take each day. When you choose discipline, you are choosing to live intentionally, to move with purpose, and to build a life that aligns with your highest self. Discipline is not punishment. It is a promise you make to yourself to stay committed to your path, even when it is uncomfortable, even when the easier choice would be to give in temporary pleasure or distraction. When you wake up each morning, you are faced with a choice. You can choose comfort or you can choose growth. Discipline is the bridge that allows you to choose growth repeatedly, to step into discomfort, knowing that each step strengthens your mind and your spirit. It is easy to stay in bed when the alarm rings, to tell yourself that you need more sleep, that you will start tomorrow. But each time you choose to rise, to begin your morning with intention, you train your mind to follow through on your commitments, to overcome the excuses that arise, and to cultivate a spirit that is resilient and dependable. This is self-respect in action, a quiet demonstration that you value your own word and your own growth. Without discipline, your dreams remain distant, floating in the realm of ideas without the structure to bring them into reality. Discipline is what transforms your intentions into habits, your habits into routines, and your routines into a lifestyle that supports your purpose. It is not about pushing yourself to exhaustion or living with constant pressure. It is about creating a clear structure that guides your actions, freeing your mind from constant negotiation with itself about whether to act or not. When you have discipline, you do not need to rely on motivation alone, because you have built a system that carries you forward, even on days when your energy is low or your mind is clouded. In the Shaolin tradition, discipline is a way of honoring the body and the mind, bringing them into alignment through daily practice. The repetition of movements, the consistency of training, and the dedication to small details create a mind that is focused and a spirit that is unshakable. This discipline is not about proving something to others. It is about cultivating a deep, the personal respect for your own journey. It is a practice of humility, accepting that mastery takes time and that your path requires consistent effort, even when progress feels slow. Each act of discipline you choose is a message you send to yourself that you are worthy of effort, that your goals are worth pursuing, and that your life is worth living with intention. Whether it is the discipline of waking up early, the discipline of training your body, or the discipline of sitting in meditation, these practices shape the way you see yourself. You begin to see yourself as someone who is capable of following through, someone who does not give up easily, someone who has the inner strength to remain consistent even when challenges arise. Discipline also teaches you to be present in every moment where you choose to follow your path instead of giving into distractions. You are training your mind to remain focused on what truly matters. This focus allows you to conserve your energy, to direct it toward meaningful action rather than scattering it across temporary pleasures that leave you feeling empty. Discipline becomes a form of protection for your energy and your purpose, allowing you to guard your time and your mind from the noise of the world. When you cultivate discipline, you are not just building the ability to act consistently, you are also building trust within yourself. You learn to rely on your own commitment, perspective, to know that you will show up for yourself regardless of external circumstances. This trust becomes the foundation upon which confidence is built. You are wrong perspective, a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are living in alignment with your values. It is this alignment that brings a sense of peace, even amidst challenges, because you know that you are moving with purpose and integrity. Discipline is an act of self-respect because it places your long-term growth above your short-term comfort. It teaches you to embrace discomfort as a necessary part of the path, to understand that each moment of resistance you overcome is a moment of growth. You begin to welcome the challenges, seeing them not as obstacles, but as opportunities to strengthen your mind and your spirit. Consistency over intensity. What builds unshakable strength? Many people believe that to achieve transformation, they must push themselves to extremes, taking on heavy challenges that drain their energy and overwhelm their minds. They look for quick results, believing that the more intense their actions, the faster they will reach their goals. But in the Shaolin way, and in the path of any true discipline, it is not the intensity of your effort that creates mastery, but the consistency with which you show up day after day, regardless of how you feel, regardless of what the world demands from you. Intensity can create moments of progress, but it often fades when your motivation weakens, leaving you exhausted and defeated when challenges arise. Consistency, however, is quiet and steady. It does not seek attention or praise. It simply carries you forward through repetition and presence. When you commit to small daily practices, whether it is a few minutes of breathwork, a simple stretching routine, or a focused meditation, you are laying down the bricks of your foundation, one by one, with care and awareness. Over time, these small, consistent actions build a fortress within you, a strength that is unshakable because it is not dependent on external circumstances or temporary feelings. To train your body, it is not necessary to perform the hardest techniques every day until you can no longer move. It is the daily practice of form, the patient repetition of movements, and the conscious awareness of each breath that cultivates skill and strength that endures. The same principle applies to your mind and spirit. Reading a single page each morning, reflecting for a few minutes in silence, or journaling your intentions each day may seem insignificant in the moment, but when practiced consistently, these habits sharpen your mind and deepen your understanding of yourself. Consistency teaches you patience, reminding you that transformation is not a single event, but a gradual process of becoming. It shifts your focus from the outcome to the process, allowing you to find presence in your actions without the constant burden of expectation. In this presence, you discover a quiet strength, a stability that allows you to continue moving forward even when motivation is absent and challenges feel heavy. You realize that you are not dependent on motivation alone. You have created a system of daily actions that align you with your purpose, even in moments of doubt. This consistency is also an act of humility. It requires you to accept that mastery takes time, that your progress may be slow, and that there is no need to rush the process. It is in this acceptance that your spirit finds peace, knowing that each small step you take is valuable, and that each repetition you complete is another opportunity to deepen your skill and strengthen your mind. You stop looking for shortcuts, understanding that shortcuts often lead to fragile results, while consistency builds a foundation that will not break under pressure. When you approach your mornings with the intention of consistent growth, you create momentum that carries into the rest of your day. You train yourself to act regardless of how you feel, teaching your mind that your actions are guided by your values and purpose. not by temporary emotions or circumstances. This ability to act consistently, regardless of external conditions, is what builds inner resilience. You learn to trust yourself, knowing that you will continue your practices even when your mind seeks comfort and excuses. This trust becomes a source of quiet confidence, allowing you to face challenges with a steady mind and a calm spirit. Consistency also strengthens your ability to remain present. Each time you return to your morning practice, no matter how small, you remind yourself of what is truly important. You bring your mind back from distractions and back into the moment, training yourself to focus on what you can control. This presence sharpens your mind, allowing you to see clearly and act decisively, rather than being overwhelmed by the chaos of the world around you. Through consistency, you learn to respect the process of growth. You develop gratitude for the small moments of progress, understanding that each repetition, each practice, each conscious breath is a step toward becoming the person you wish to be. You stop seeking validation in quick results and instead find satisfaction in the quiet commitment you make to yourself each day. This satisfaction nourishes your spirit, giving you the strength to continue, to persist, and to grow without forcing or rushing the journey. In this way, consistency over intensity becomes the true path to unshakable strength, not only in your body but in your mind and spirit.